some really good, amusing stuff in the news right now. What's been showing up a lot is a couple of gangbangers who had lived in America for a long time were deported in the LAPD thinks the deportation was carried out in 2012. By the end of 2012, these guys had ended up in Syria under the protection of Hezbollah. They probably made it to Lebanon to see if they could make some dope connections or something. Got recruited into Hezbollah and then have, interestingly enough, ended up in the pro-Assad Armenian militia in the Aleppo region. And a lot of right-wing Christian organizations are critical of them for this, but one thing we have to realize is they're actually were protecting a small Christian enclave on a program where the Sunni Muslims are providing some levels of sponsorship of protection on that. The Israelis are, let's see what the Israelis got to say about this. It's one of those you can't make this shit up programs. And Creeper. You gotta see these guys. These guys are a trip. GW13. Yeah, these guys are real. There's a lot of people saying it's fake. It's not. Obviously, they've got their own battle speak. Let's put this shit down to them, homie. But you know what? That's kind of how it works. I mean, that's kind of how it rolls with these guys. It kind of has me thinking a little bit about, what's his name? Alkai Collins, who had rolled with the, let's see, because he was originally from LA, and I believe he rolled with the Chechens for a while, fighting against the Russians. The CIA and FBI wanted him to work a little bit undercover in the post-2001 era. And I don't know what became of him. I heard he's been in and out of jail doing some bounty hunter work in Mexico. He lost his leg, I think, to a landmine. But, you know, the guy's for real. He's definitely for real. He's been living a life. But, you know, somebody wants to talk about keeping the gangbangers locked up forever. These guys were maybe not heavyweights by LA standards, but, you know, they got around the world and they got into the game in Syria gangbanging. Yeah, well, it's for real. So, you know, I wouldn't do the disrespect of talking shit against them from the other side of the internet. But it's interesting because there's a lot of analysis going on. There's a lot of talk about it. And what's interesting on this is the amateur analysis is about as fucked up as a professional analysis. It's really kind of funny. And so you should go and check the YouTube search. This one from, let's see, who is this guy here? And I'll try to put a link in the description. Jay Miller Speaks Out. He's got the subtitles on that, so you can kind of tell what they're saying. But they speak English well enough, you should be able to figure it out. Let's play a little bit off of Jay Miller's.
Middle East, homie, in Syria, still gangbanging, not giving a fuck, homie. Look, homie, check this out. The puro sur 13, homie, still gangbanging.
So, yeah, there he shows his tattoos. He's, come on, Ali, check it out. See, that's how they verify that they're actually engaged in combat, although from the camera standpoint, we can barely tell who's out there. But to the local commanders, they would be able to know, you know, where this position is, where that other position is. They would verify it through their own sources. Because a part of what they're doing is they're trying to make sure that these guys would verify that they're actually engaging in combat. Here you'll see some aimed fire, and then here we'll see, you know, he's just kind of banging with that kind of a thing. And they're basically, you know, proving that they're shooting for real. Now, that might be kind of slob shooting, but here you can see where this guy, as soon as his weapon's pointed downward, he's engaging the safety. I think one of them was unchambering around. So they probably did get some kind of training with the Hezbollah or the Syrian army. And remember, they're acting as parts of an irregular militia at that stage. They are aiming the weapons about as well as anybody else in the Middle East does. And so what he's doing is he's giving out greetings to some of his associates from LA, which, you know, kind of like, hey, we're here, we're doing it. So this, and of course we get more commentary from these guys. These guys are great. You know. He's got a lot to say. You check out his channel. I mean, it's kind of interesting. And but yeah, these guys are a trip. And I'll tell you what's almost as entertaining on all of this stuff is the commentary. The commentary is almost as entertaining. It really is. I mean, these guys are, you know, you just go away kind of chuckling and grinning after seeing what these guys are up to. They did have a Facebook page, but that got taken down. I would like to make a formal request to whoever, you know, everybody runs Facebook and their social media. Might as well leave them up. I mean, everybody else has social media. Might as well just see what these guys are up to. I could see interviews in their future. Might as well. I mean, you know, got to have a sense of humor about this stuff.